Suppose f is a continuous function from closed bounded interval to R. So this is continuous with the condition that fa fb is less than 0. Then there exists a point C in open interval a comma b such that fc is 0. This is called location of roots theorem, or sometimes called Bolzano's theorem. We have given already one proof of the theorem, but here is another interesting proof, therefore I am stating here. So how we'll proceed? Without loss of generality, let us assume that fa less than 0 and fb greater than 0, and we will rename the closed bounded interval ab by a1 comma b1. Then we will find the midpoint of ab, that is c1 is a1 plus b1 by 2. Then there is three possibility that fc1 is 0, or fc1 is less than 0, or fc1 is greater than 0. If fc1 is 0, then we are done, because we have already found the point c equals to c1. So without loss of generality, let us assume that fc is non-zero. So if fc is less than 0, then we will take the interval c1 comma b1 and we will rename this as I2, and we will recall this as a2 comma b2. Otherwise it may also happen that fc1 is greater than 0. Then we will call I2 as a1 comma c1, and we will call this a2 comma b2. Okay, so in this way we will get a closed bounded interval I2 which will be a subset of I1, and f is continuous on I2 also, and length of I2 is b minus a by 2, and we are seeing that if a2 is less than 0 and fb2 is greater than 0. Fine. Now we will continue the process, that is we will again find c2 is equal to a2 plus b2 by 2. So again it may also happen that if c2 is 0, then we are done, because we will find c equals to c2 in that case. So without loss of generality, let us assume that if c2 is less than 0. In that case we will call I3 as c2 comma b2, and we will rename this as a3 comma b3. And in case if fc2 greater than 0, then we will call this I3 as a2 comma b2, a2 comma c2, and we will rename this as a3 comma b3. So we will continue the process. So in this process what we will get? We will get a sequence of closed bounded intervals having the property, number one is that this will be a decreasing sequence of closed bounded intervals. So I1 is superset of I2, I2 is superset of I3, so on. Second, we see that f is continuous on In for all n, and thirdly we are seeing that length of In is b minus a by 2 to the power n minus 1. Fourthly, we are seeing that An is a sequence in In such that if An is less than 0, Bn is a sequence in In such that Fbn is greater than 0. So we are getting this. Now from this we can apply the nested interval theorem. And by applying nested interval theorem, we can say that there exists exactly one and only one point, say alpha, such that alpha belonging to An Bn for all n, and secondly limit An is equal to alpha is equal to limit Bn, right? So from 1 we can say alpha belonging to the closed bounded interval a comma b, and as f is continuous on closed bounded interval a comma b, so f is continuous on alpha. Okay. Now as we are seeing that An is a sequence in In converging to alpha, and f is continuous, so f An limit is equal to limit f alpha, that is f alpha. Okay. Now as we have seen that from here Fn is negative for all natural number n, so from here we can say that f alpha is less than or equal to 0. And also Bn is a sequence converging to alpha, so similarly limit f Bn is limit f alpha by continuity, sequential criterion of continuity. So from here we can say f alpha greater than or equal to 0, because limit Fbn is always positive for all n. So whenever we are taking the limit, so at most it can happen that Fbn is limit of Fbn is 0. So from here f alpha is greater or equal to 0. So say this is relation star and this is relation double star. So from this relation star and double star, what we can say, f alpha is exactly 0. So we can take alpha as c to serve the purpose of our theorem. So we will take c equals to alpha, so fc equal to 0. Another thing we are also stating that c is not equals to a, not equals to B because we have already seen that we already assume that FA less than 0 and FB greater than 0. So C cannot be the extreme left point or extreme right point. So C will be in open interval A comma B such that FC is 0. So we are done. So this is another nice proof of location of roots theorem or Bolzano's theorem.